Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. My name is Justin, and today we're going to talk about the C8 Corvette Z06 and its excellent carbon fiber wheel option. All right, guys, so yes, you heard me correctly. The Z06 is going to have carbon fiber wheels, at least as an option. These just popped up as of yesterday, February 21st, on eBay, and these are very likely the wheels off of a C8 Z06. Now, right off the bat, you can tell they are 100% carbon fiber, and that by itself is awesome. I'm so happy to finally see that Chevy is offering something like this for the more track-oriented models, just like the GT350R and the GT500 offer something similar for similar reasons, which is weight savings and strength and all that good stuff. Now we get to finally see Chevy doing the same for the Corvette. Now obviously carbon fiber wheels are really cool. They're a great option to have for a track monster like the C8 Z06. But it comes with a couple downfalls, of course. Nothing's perfect. And in this situation, it's cost. The cost of these things is likely to be very, very high, but there are massive benefits to these. Now, right away, we notice the front of these wheels are definitely carbon fiber, and there are a massive amount of pictures here depicting what these things are going to actually look like for the Z06. But it gets even more interesting as you scroll through the pictures. You start to realize that these are actually stamped from GM with an official part number, and they're made in Australia. So this is very likely the wheel that is going to be on the C8 Z06. I say very likely, and I'm literally putting a percentage to it. It's got to be like 99.5% guaranteed that this thing is going to see the light of day on a Z06. Now, what's even more interesting, and yes, it does get more interesting, is the size of these beasts. These things are huge. So the front wheels are 20-inch and the rear ones are 21-inch. So right off the bat, that's about an inch bigger than what we're used to with the C7 Corvettes, but they're wider too. So the fronts are 10 inches wide and the rears are 13 inches wide. Now, in some of the previous shots of the Z06 where I was saying that you could clearly see a wider wheel on there, that's why. The thing was absolutely monstrous. At 13 inches wide, that tire is gonna be huge. Now, the eBay auction goes on to say that the factory part numbers are 233-94712 and 233-94707. They say that the wheel condition is never mounted test wheels. So these are obviously not production quality just yet, but they've never actually been used. Bolt pattern is said to be 5x120, and like I said, they are Australian made by a company called Carbon Revolution. And you may recognize the name because they actually make some of the carbon fiber wheels for Fords and Ferraris out there. If you guys know of the electric C7 Corvette, that also has a set of Carbon Revolution carbon fiber wheels on it as well. Now, usually wheels aren't really that impressive by themselves off of the car, but in this case, Chevy kind of going with the first carbon fiber wheel option for a Corvette is, number one, huge. But in this case, there's no guarantee that this is for the Z06 until I started looking at some older footage. Now, if you guys remember not too long ago, there was a person who spotted what was supposedly a Z06 on a transport vehicle down in Arizona. I actually made a video about it. I'll link to the top right of this one if you want to check it out. But in that video, it was very unclear that the car he was looking at was a Z06. It looked exactly like a normal C8 Stingray, mostly under wraps. The only difference, the only thing that really stood out to me in that video was the design of the wheels. So the car sitting there that didn't really look any different than a regular Stingray had a different set of wheels on it. And I zoomed in on it at one point the best I could in the video. The picture is not the greatest quality, but you can clearly see it is this exact same style wheel. So these are definitely Z06 wheels. The only difference is what appears to be the color. So either they're wrapped or this same style is an option without carbon fiber. Either way, these wheels are awesome. This definitely guarantees me that this Z06 is going to be a track monster, and they're definitely focusing on that. Now, just like with the Mustang GT500, you have to get the carbon fiber track package to get the carbon fiber wheels, and it is a fairly massive price increase to do so. If I had to guess, the same is going to apply here for the Z06. If you want the carbon fiber wheels, it's likely to be included with the Z07 package, and it's likely to come with quite a price increase because it's going to give you the carbon fiber wheels, probably a bigger carbon fiber spoiler, a stiffer style suspension, and possibly the carbon ceramic rotors. Similar to the Z07 package we got with the C7 Corvette. Now, again, we've had a couple different leaks and a couple different images shown for something related to the Z06 in some way, shape, or form that tells me that this car is coming sooner than later. And so far, we've discovered what is a mostly carbon fiber steering wheel for the Z06. Then we started getting some rumors and some talk about the large spoiler option for the Z06. Then we saw some photos of the Z06 testing in the snow where you could clearly see a wider rear tire. Then there were some more pictures of the car testing with the GT2 RS and then most recently with a Ferrari, both of which where you could tell the car had wider rear fenders as well. So now with this latest discovery, it is very obvious that this car is coming and it's coming soon. Any of you guys out there waiting for the Z06, I have a feeling we're going to get official word of it here within probably 8 to 10 months at absolute most. If I had to guess, you'll be able to actually start putting a deposit on this thing probably in less than a year and actually be driving it in about a year and a half. Now, if you guys are like me, the idea of carbon fiber wheels is something that has always been extremely interesting. I love the idea of carbon fiber, obviously, and throwing it on the wheels to make it look cool and actually give you that weight savings is just awesome. Now, obviously, you guys know the big advantage of carbon fiber wheels is the fact that they weigh much less than the ordinary wheels and thereby reduce unsprung mass. But there's additional benefits, and it includes stuff like reduction in noise, vibration, and harshness because carbon fiber is more of a naturally damping material. So even outside of the performance aspect, there are a lot of benefits to using carbon fiber wheels, with really only 1 to 2 possible drawbacks. The first one, like I talked about earlier, is definitely cost. The second one is going to be the fact that they could possibly be prone to cracking or breaking if you go over harsh potholes and things like that. But for any of you guys with a C7, Z06, Grand Sport, or even the ZR1, you kind of already have that problem with the regular wheels. Now here, if we look at the back of the wheel, you can clearly see the back of the spokes appears to be white. So I'm not 100% certain that that is carbon fiber all the way through on the spokes, but you can see that the inside lip of the wheel is still carbon fiber. It's obviously not laid out as pretty as the front of the wheel is, but it is still carbon fiber and it has more of a forged carbon fiber look to it. Now this tells me that the entire barrel is likely carbon fiber all the way through, but the front spokes may not be. They may be reinforced in the back with something other than carbon fiber. Either way, guys, these things look freaking awesome and they kind of guarantee that the Z06 is coming soon and it's going to have some awesome track options, which is always welcome by me. Now, of course, as with anything like this, whenever a leak happens that GM doesn't necessarily want to have out there, the auction on eBay was immediately taken down. The price had started at $4,500, which is actually very low for a set of carbon fiber wheels, but I would imagine they expected the price to get up to at least $15,000, if not more, to help gain back some of the money that these things actually cost. Now, like I said, the auction has been completely ended and taken down. The seller was called Certified Factory Wheel Inc. And if I had to guess, he obtained these wheels from somebody who was very close to the source, and GM kind of said, nah, let's get those off there because the world ain't ready yet. But seriously, I doubt GM wants anybody to really know a lot about the Z06 just yet because the base model C8 Stingray hasn't even made it into people's hands yet. Now, for the base model 2020 Corvette Stingray, the wheels are a staggered setup just like they were with the C7 Corvette at 19 inches in the front, 20 inches in the rear. These carbon fiber wheels, like I said, are sized at 20 by 10s in the front, 21 by 13s in the rear. Obviously, that suggests a way more aggressive stance for the Z06. And just so you guys know, since the car was testing with the GT2 RS, we can compare it to that with 20 by 9.5 inch wheels in the front and 21 by 12.5 inch wheels in the rear. So now it's starting to make a lot more sense as to why they were testing against that GT2 RS if it wasn't necessarily just horsepower related. Now, what's even more interesting is the C7 ZR1, which is obviously the highest horsepower C7 you can purchase, has the 19-inch wheels in the front and the 20-inch wheels in the back, but the widest you can get for the 20-inch wheels in the rear is 12 inches. So this is a full inch wider to give you that much more rubber on the road. What's even more interesting is the wheels on the front are 10 inches wide on the ZR1, and they're still going to be 10 inches wide on the new Z06. So as you can see, GM is definitely setting this car up to make sure all of that power is put to the rear wheels, not the front wheels. So it's very unlikely that the Z06 is going to have any kind of hybrid assist motor driving the front wheels when they're focusing this much on the rear wheel having that much rubber and that big of a contact patch. Anyway, guys, like I said, it's definitely awesome to see these leaks coming for the Z06. They seem to be coming semi-regular, so it seems like this car is going to be making an appearance officially here, quote-unquote, soon. And I'm all for it. I think the Z06 is going to be the sweet spot for performance on the C8, and I can't freaking wait to see it. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked what you saw, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about the content that we talked about today, shoot them in the comment section down below or send me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to answer anything you may have for me. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. I have tons of C7 and C8 content coming very soon that you're not going to want to miss. And as always, I'll catch you in the next upload.